taking the photo is just the first step of a whole process of the pipeline of photography. Okay? So unless you are aiming for like a super realistic, no post processing, like if you stick to that path, of course that's okay. But since this is like a boot camp, I want to showcase, my digital artist perspective. Okay, I'm treating this as just a one material you're making. Like I'm a chef, right? This is like I just capture this specific thing that I'm going to make for you. But this secret sauce, like just getting started. Okay, I need to cook it in order to produce the best result. Okay, so we're entering a new section of post processing, and so taking the photo, just the first step. We got all sort of things to play around. And so before we actually dive a little bit deeper, I have to, have to admit, this might require you to subscribe or you buy some software in order to do the post processing, because it's kind of like industry standard to use Adobe for creative work, because Adobe kind of got the monopoly in the creative field. Of course, you can use all sort of open source alternative, but since Adobe right now got the most functionality, so if you are like serious about choosing this as a profession, or serious about doing or learning the post processing, my suggestion is that you subscribe for a month, or like you can test things out, or you can just borrow it from your friends or whatever. Just try things, okay? If you are like yeah, just processing a few photos, and if you love it, you can subscribe, or you can buy. I think recently, like Adobe just changed from all this buying to the subscription based. So yeah, unfortunately, you have to like pay continuously in order to, if you just doing this for hobby, that's a little bit expensive hobby. But if you do that for it's like a money making machine, you can actually subscribe to that as well. But yeah, it's kind of industry standards. I can't possibly give you a full-fledged open source alternative. So I have to start with the Adobe's software. Even though I know some of you folks may not love this software, love this subscription-based software, but that's how the world is. So yeah, I have to admit it. Yeah, you have to use it. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is to use the, yeah, because I work as a digital artist, I heavily use this software. So I use like Photoshop, I use the Lightroom a lot. I use the Illustrator, yeah, a little bit of the AI generation thing, like AI. Also the AI, if you want to like doing a little bit post processing, you want to like get rid of something, you can use AI to get the subject out, and then doing the blur effects and all that. We will discuss that just a little bit later. But right now, I want you folks to know that I subscribe to the Creative Cloud service, right? Creative Cloud file storage, as well as the Creative Cloud all apps. The reason for using all apps is because I need all apps, right? And for the cloud storage, right? For the cloud file storage, it's because I use a lot of cloud storage for my photos and all the creation, and I want to do the cross-platform, right? I record on studio or draw things on studio, and then I want to quickly pick it up on other computer while travel and all that, and of course you can store it on the phone and quickly doing this post processing on the phone. yeah, so it's a little bit convenient. That's my plan. Of course, you can do what you want. I just want to quickly explain things at first. Okay, so once you subscribe, or at least you try things out, you can open this so-called Creative Cloud. It's like a hub. Okay, so when you click this app, you can actually get all sort of apps open because you subscribe to this service. Okay, and you can use everything. Okay, and that's brilliant. And what we are going to use is the Lightroom.